Today we shall discuss the experiment on calibration of notches. As far as notches experiments are concerned, here we have one is a rectangular notch, the second one is the triangular notch. See, when it comes to notches, what do you mean by notches? First we have to define it. See, notches and wears are those devices which are usually employed in order to measure discharge in case of open channel flow. As far as pipe flow is concerned, we have other devices such thing like an orifice meter, venturi meter. All those instruments or devices will be used in order to calculate the discharge coming out from a pipe flow. As far as your open channel flow is concerned, if a water is flowing in case of any canals or channels, or if a water is being let down from the dam section, you really want to calculate the discharge which is coming out from it, then we use the notches as well as the wears. But our today's experiment is with respect to notches. When one can employ notches or when we have to use the wears. See, notches are employed in order to calculate the discharge of very low values or very small quantity of amount of water only can be estimated with the help of notches. Why? Because see, notches are usually the when you take the construction of any notches, notches are nothing but the metallic plates which is having a definite shape. So based on the shapes we do classify notches into many. Here we have a rectangular notch. This is how a rectangular notch would look like. Okay. Then we have got triangular notches. See, all these notches are some metallic plates or metallic devices wherein we'll be using in order to estimate the water which is coming out with of low values. Then we have got trapezoidal notch. You can see here trapezoidal notch. Then we have also got the circular notches. But as far as your syllabus is concerned, we have got only the rectangular notch as well as the triangular notch. This triangular notch can also be called as V notch. It makes a certain angle. This angle is given by theta. Theta is nothing but in between angles. Angle between a notch. And for rectangular channel, this is how it looks like. And this the entire thing will be made up of a metallic one. And these notches are always employed at very wherever the small discharge is coming out from, like gutters, for example. Or if in any channels, if the discharge is very low, then we can employ these kind of notches, and we can estimate the amount of water which is flowing in that particular stream or channels, or in case of any gutters, etc. Okay. Now, as far as experimental apparatus is concerned, this is how a notches experiment is being conducted. This is how the whole setup would look like. Okay. This is an artificial one. Actually, we have got all the natural channels that we were used to calculate the discharge. But for time being, we are calculating the notches. We are doing the notches experiment with this small setup. Okay. As far as the first apparatus is concerned, here we have got the sump one. This is a source tank, okay, from where the water would be lifted with the help of a pump, and whatever the water which is being lifted, it will move on to here. Okay. Now this is being provided with so many divide walls. These are called as divide walls, and these divide walls are filled with the small jellies as well as the mesh kind of structure. This can also be called as gabion structure. These gabion structures makes the water to flow in a steady manner. This is the purpose of providing the divide walls or a gabion structure here. As soon as the water is being lifted from lower elevation to higher elevation, it will be having a lot of turbulence. In order to make that flow in a steady manner, we use these divide walls. And we have got here the pointer gauge. This pointer gauge is in centimeter scale. This is a vernier calipers scale. We use the formula MSR plus CVD into LC in order to get the readings from it. See, the head over the notch, whatever the amount of water which is flowing over the notch is calculated with the help of two gauges. One we have pointer gauge, the other gauge we have is called as hook gauge. But in this particular setup, we are using the pointer gauge. Now, as far as at the end, this is called as a channel. This is a small length of the channel that you are seeing. This channel is called as a prismatic channel. Prismatic channels or the man-made channels wherein the dimensions are fixed here, but it can also be of artificial ones, natural ones also. Okay, at the end of the prismatic channels, we will be fixing our plates. This is the notch plate. This is 90-degree triangular plate or V notch that we have fitted here, and whatever the water which comes out from this V notch will be collected in a measuring tank. And the amount of water which gets collected here will also be noted for our experimental sake. So, in order to conduct the experiment by using rectangular notch, first we will fix the rectangular metallic plate at the end of the prismatic channel like this. Okay, and in order to start the experiment, first we will switch on the motor. After switching on the motor, we will use the inlet valve like this. So to give some turns or to give some discharge. Okay, when the discharge is given sufficiently, now the water would be at stagnant nature at the sill level of the rectangular notch. So at this sill level, we have to take the initial reading with the use of this pointer gauge. So now we will measure the pointer gauge reading until it touches the surface here. See, the main scale reading here is 17.7. Okay, and we have to see the coinciding vernier division. Then we use the formula MSR plus CVD into least count in order to get the values H1. This is the initial reading. Once we take the initial reading of this rectangular notch, then we will give some discharge in an incremental fashion. We will see, I am giving some 2 rotation here. Now the water starts to come here. See, like this. The water starts to come into the prismatic channel. These are called as divide walls. These divide walls makes the water to flow in a steady manner, since initially it will be in a turbulent fashion. Now as the water becomes steady state, it starts to move in a prismatic channel, and the water starts to come out through this rectangular channel like this. This is called as nappe. The water which flows through the notch like a sheet of water. A sheet of water which comes through the notch can be called it as nappe. So for this amount of discharge, we will estimate the H2 value again using the pointer gauge reading. See, come here. We will adjust the pointer gauge just to touch the water surface like this. Now we have to see the reading now. Now here we have 19.3 and we will measure the coinciding vernier division. We will use the formula MSR plus CVD into least count in order to take the H2 value. We will take the difference of H1 and H2, then we will get the head flowing over the notch. Then what is the next step? Next step is to calculate the actual discharge with the formula AR by T, where A is nothing but area of the measuring tank, R is the rise, and T is the time note down for that particular rise. In order to calculate the actual discharge, this is the measuring tank that we are using, which is having a dimension of 0.4 meter by 0.4 meter. Now, see here, we'll use this valve to close. Now you can see the water starts to rise in this particular tank. From a particular level, we are taking some 10 centimeter rise. We are keeping the rise as a constant value. Okay. The tank is being filled with water. See, now the water level is at 5. Now I have started my stopwatch reading. Okay, so I'll just end it until it rises to the level of 15, so that the rise becomes your 10 centimeter. For this 10 centimeter rise, what is the time taken to fill the tank? That is what we are interested in finding. This taken to fill that tank for a 10 centimeter rise is about 45 seconds here. So after taking all these readings, okay, we'll be tabulating in a tabular column and we'll be using the definite formulas to estimate the Q actual as well as Q theoretical value. Thereby we calculate the CD values. In order to get the CD average, we have to conduct the same experiment, or we have to repeat the same procedure for various trials by changing the discharge with the help of this inlet valve. Okay, we have to increase the discharge by keeping some two turns, by giving 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns. Okay, so that the discharge would be in an incremental fashion. Now as you can see, the nappe has increased. That means to say the water which comes out from the notch has been increased. For this particular discharge, we will estimate the values of h here. Okay, again then we go with the, then we take the values of measuring tank, that is for a particular R, that is 10 centimeter rise, will be noting down the time taken. This is how we conduct the experiment using rectangular notch. Thank you. Now as far as the calculation of rectangular notch is concerned, this is the observation values that we take. The length of the rectangular notch, that is the L value, will be using the scale to measure that L value, length between the rectangular notch. Then the area of measuring tank, it is 0.4 meter by 0.4 meter, we get 0.16 meter square. As similar to your triangular notch, we'll also we'll use the tabular column to tabulate the results. This is how the tabular column looks like. So we use the pointer gauge reading in order to calculate the head value, head over the notch. Okay, here we use the Q theoretical discharge value formula as theoretical discharge is given by 2 by 3 root 2g L minus 0.1 n into h to the power of 3 by 2, wherein h is the head over the notch. See, in general I explained 2 by 3 root of 2g, the discharge expression was 2 by 3 root 2g L into h to the power of 3 by 2. Since these notches, this rectangular notch will be having an end contraction, we have to consider that also into picture whenever we are calculating the Q theoretical value. That is why we are introducing here L minus 0.1 n h, where n is nothing but number of end contraction. Here for this particular experiment, the number of end contraction would be 2 value, where h is nothing but your head over the notch. Okay, once we substitute all these values, whatever the obtained values, so we get a result as 4.932 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter cube per second as my first theoretical discharge value. Then we calculate the actual discharge value with the help of measuring tank. This is how we take the reading. See, 15 centimeter was initial scale reading and 25, so that the rise becomes constant. Rise is kept as 10 centimeter. Okay, then for the 10 centimeter rise, we note down the time taken with the help of stopwatch. We calculate the Q actual value as AR by T. Once we obtain Q actual as well as Q theoretical value, we calculate the CD value as Q actual by Q theoretical. Then the notch constant K is calculated with the help of an expression. K is equal to CD into root 2g 2 by 3 L minus 0.1 nh into h to the power of 3 by t. So we obtain the value as 0.427. Also we calculate the index value n is equal to log of Q actual minus log of K divided by log of h. So once we obtain all these theoretical values, we will also plot a graph. In this case also, log of h versus log of Q actual in this manner. Then we estimate the K value as well as the N value graphical manner also. Then we correlate with those with the theoretical values. Then we write a conclusion. Thank you.